Today I wanted to see, does the machine gun build still hold up on Titans? And I'll be honest, I was actually impressed. But before we continue, shout out to today's sponsor, DVN.net. Guardians, I would like to recommend you all a great service the Traveler blessed us with, DVN.net. Here, you can find a team to complete different activities for you, like raids, dungeons, trials, exotics that you don't have, and even power grind. No longer do you have to torture yourself with grind level torture. You can give it to somebody else. You can torture somebody else with it, okay? All the services can be done without account sharing, so no worries about securing your account and having to give away your login information. To order a service like that, all you have to do is talk to an operator in the bottom right corner where it says chat and schedule a self-play appointment with your order. The website has been working for a long time. It has a lot of players, reviews, and payment methods. You can check out everything yourself, and with the promo code AlchemistKirito, you will have a 15% off discount on all services. If you have any further questions, just ask the operator in the bottom right corner. What you waiting for? Get help from DVN.net today. So if you have no idea what build I'm talking about the Actium War Rig Build. Where basically, if you don't know what Actium War Rig does, it says steadily reloads a portion of your equipped auto rifle or machine gun magazine from reserve. So you really have to reload with this exotic one. It's just gonna keep reloading the magazine for you. You should probably never have to reload with it, I'm gonna be honest with you. Final blows with auto rifles or machine guns boosts stability, ammo generation, and damage on these guns. I don't know how much ammo generation it gives it, but it gives you 1.6% damage buff per stack, and you can get 10 stacks. So basically 16% extra damage. It's not a lot. I would expect Bungie to buff it up to like 25% at least, but just 16%. But what people did with this exotic to juice up a build for its damage was they used the Trials machine gun, Unwavering Duty. Unwavering Duty has two perks that buffs up its damage. Rampage, that buffs up its damage, so every time you get a kill, it buffs the damage up. I believe it goes up to 30%. Every kill is 10% added. It got Rampage to buff up the damage, or is it 33%? It's one of them. And then you had Killing Tally that can roll on it that increase the weapon damage as well, as long as you don't stow or reload the weapon, and you're not reloading because the Actium War Rig. So Killing Tally and Rampage is juicing up the damage on this weapon. And then you got Temporal Blast that get buffed up by these said buffs, aka Actium War Rig, Rampage, and Killing Tally. But what takes this build even further and beyond, I don't even have tier 5 by the way, it can be even more damage because it's a feature weapon. But what takes this build even further is the fact that in the artifact right now, we have Fever and Chill, which allows us to get Radiant for free as long as we get solar kills. So we can literally just hold trigger and kill enemies and get Radiant, which add an extra 20% to the damage as well, on top of the Rampage and Killing Tally. And then that's all you really need in the artifact, to be honest with you guys. And you want to throw on Colorado Darkness for my build, because we will be putting a darkness debuff on the enemies, allowing our solar damage to do 30% more damage. So this stack on even more damage for Unwavering Duty. And we got on Elemental Overdrive, so whenever we pick up a Fire Sprite, we'll get 10% extra damage for our solar weapons, juicing up the damage even more on Unwavering Duty. And then I threw on Elemental Coalescence and Refresh Threads so that we can make the Fire Sprites from solar kills. And I got a solar super on in our build, so Fire Sprites will be made for us to pick up to utilize Elemental Overdrive. And then I just threw on Radiant Shrapnel because we will be Radiant, so we might as well make it that solar projectiles, you know, pop out and, you know, hit enemies and whatnot. But our stats is also 200 weapon stat. You only need 160 for the build, but I went 200 because I wanted the max DPS possible with this weapon, even against bosses. So this gives us an extra 10% extra damage to our heavy weapons against all enemies. And then of course my primary and special weapons, they'll be getting 15% extra damage. But this allows that our heavy bricks will always be, and special bricks, will always 100% give us extra ammo. So you are literally able to run through a mission and never have to use any of your other weapons. You can use your machine gun 24/7 in this build. But in case we don't have machine gun ammo in some wild world, we are using Quarrier 1 in this build. Very strong auto rifle, and it's featured, so it does even more damage being a featured weapon. So yeah, I mean, nothing else I say. Quarrier 1 is just a golden auto rifle, special weapon auto rifle, does dumb damage, and it'll be getting buffed up by the Actium War Rig as well. A good 16% extra damage. And then I'm using the Raid auto rifle, Intercalary, which is a feature weapon, and it's a stasis auto rifle, so it will also be giving me frost armor from the Fever and Chill and the artifact if I ever use it. So then I have some damage resistance in this build. But we are using this build on prismatic, so we will be having a lot of ways to have damage reduction in this build. So in the subclass, we're purposely using Hammer of Souls so I can make fire sprites from elemental coalescence inside the artifact. We're using Rally Barricade so I can camp behind it and just keep shooting the machine gun, knowing that the enemies are shooting at the barricade. We got on shield throw so I can throw the shield at any enemy and get a void over shield for some damage resistance in this build and some health. I got on shackle grenade so I can throw the shackle grenade at enemy and then I can shoot them, and then Colorado Darkness, they'll take 30% more damage to me with the same damage I'm already going to be doing to them. Aspects, Diamond Lance so I can get frost armor in this build, and I can freeze enemies. Again, Colorado Darkness while they're affected by darkness debuff. I do 30% more damage to them with my solar weapons and solar damage, and that'll just be buffing up Unwavering Duty. We got Knockout on so I can always melee somebody to get my health back, but also too, if I kill somebody with the shield throw, I'll get a void over shield and Amplify. Amplify give me that damage production even more in this build. Okay. Fragments, we got Facile Protection on, so we get that 15% damage reduction when we are surrounded by enemies. Faster to Purpose on, so I can pick up Orb Power and get Restoration. I got on Faster to Ruin just for the plus 10 weapon stat. That's all this here for. We got on Facet of Solitude, so while I'm getting precision shots with my Unwavering Duty, it'll sever the enemy, and then immediately that makes it that I'm doing 30% more damage because they're affected by a darkness debuff. Sadly, Colorado Darkness don't work on bosses, but yeah, it work on champions and stuff, so you know, mini bosses, so still very good to use. And then we got Facet of Awakening on, so when we do get the multi kills with other Unwavering Duty, we'll make a fire sprite, which will help us use the artifact perk to get that extra 10% extra damage for Unwavering Duty. Mods. Armor mods, we're rocking 2 heavy ammo finders, so it's easy for us to always have heavy bricks out there, and then Harmonic Siphon, so that Unwavering Duty is making Oils of Power for us. We're rocking Harmonic Dexterity in the arm piece because I just didn't know what else to put on, so to make it that we aim down sights faster and pull out the weapon faster. Arm piece, you can put whatever mods you want on. I'll be honest, it's a free things for you. Chest piece, we got on 2 solar ammo generations to give us plus 40 ammo generation stat in our build for Unwavering Duty, so that buff Unwavering Duty ammo generation stat from 58 to 98. Again, you would never have to worry about ammo with Unwavering Duty. You go through a whole mission always shooting it. And then I got 1 resist mod in our chest piece with it. And I'll be honest, that may be OD. You probably only need 1 solar ammo generation and you just put on another resist mod, but hey, it is what it is. Lead piece, we got on 2 solar weapon surges to buff up the damage of our Unwavering Duty by 17%. And then we got 1 solar scavenger on, so we get even more ammo whenever we pick up heavy brick. And then class item, doesn't really matter, be whatever you want. I just put on the usual Reaper, Time Dilation, Powerful Attraction. Time Dilation just so that the solar surges stay on even longer to keep that 17% for my Unwavering Duty. So let's do a recap. Unwavering Duty is getting buffed up by Rampage, Kill and Tally, and then Temporal Blast is getting buffed up by all of this stuff as well. But Rampage, Kill and Tally, the weapon stat, Actium War Rig, Solar Surges, Colorado Darkness, and Radiant. So all of that is just making this machine gun just melt and kill enemies very quick. This build still holds up. It's actually kind of insane. So if you still want to be out there using a machine gun, I know people was trying to sway away from it because temporal blast got nerfed, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. Oh, and I also forgot, and we got elemental overdrive buffing it up as well with extra 10% extra damage. I didn't feel it personally. I feel like it was still strong. I can only imagine how more broken it was before the temporal blast. Before the temporal blast nerf, but it was still slaying for me. It was still slaying. So if you want to try out the build, I highly recommend you try it out, man. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. Gameplay loop very easy. Just pull out a Riley barricade and just shoot behind it with the machine gun. It's that simple. Anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you guys as always. And until next time, stay up.